What is up, guys? This is my first YouTube video. I don't know what I'm saying, guys, because I'm probably just speaking to like 4 or 5 of my friends who've pushed me into doing this over the years. I'm going to introduce myself anyway. My name is Parla. I'm a SOAS graduate at the School of Oriental and African Studies. I did history, and yeah, now I'm unemployed whilst I look for a job, so I thought, why not start a YouTube channel? Yeah, I'm going to make skits, I'm going to do all sorts of stuff if I have the time, if I enjoy it. This is my first idea for a show called Some Interesting Stuff. So basically it's just things through the week which I found interesting. I guess you can expect current affairs or technology, gaming, sports, especially martial arts. And if you see me looking down, it's because I'm a noob and I'm looking at my notes. So yeah, let's get started. First thing that I found interesting this week was obviously the updates with the Samsung and Apple case. If you don't know, Apple are suing Samsung for $1.05 billion. The update this week is that Samsung are trying to get that lowered. And this really made me laugh actually. What I read on this article, I've linked it. Basically, Samsung pointed out that the jury foreman, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it sounds important. 1993, he had a lawsuit against Seagate. They, as far as I know now, they make hard drive and things like that, and I don't know, CD drives, all that sort of fun stuff. And Samsung are big investors in Seagate. So it's a very tenuous link implying that he is going to be biased he's going to be biased in favour of Apple. See, law is quite funny to me. I find law quite interesting because I feel like the courtroom is just a bunch of people nitpicking, and it's well, I say that my friend is going to be a corporate lawyer, but in general, what do you guys think about the court case in general? I think personally it stunts creativity, and obviously if Apple has a monopoly on all the new kind of ideas in tech, like the touch screen, I think the patents were like tap to zoom and just obscure little things like that. If a lot of different if other companies other than Apple can't use that, essentially we're all going to be forced to buy iPhones. I used to have an iPhone, it's a great phone, I have an HTC now, but you know, I just think it could stunt creativity, could scare away new developers. So what do you guys think about that? Moving on, film. Next week we have the release of The Hobbit. Me personally, I'm not hugely excited about it. I put a link for a review and it's only got 3 stars and it's quite a respected publication, which is worrying. Obviously it's got a lot of good cast members, it's got that guy from The Office, I remember his name, shout out to him. I caught End of Watch last week, which is a brilliant film, with Michael Peña, and Jake Gyllenhaal, aka the Prince of Persia, aka that white guy with a beard. The reason why I'm bringing up End of Watch is that on the horizon, looming on the horizon, early next year, we have Gangster Squad, which looks amazing. The cast is brilliant. They've got Ryan Gosling, Sean Penn, Josh Brolin, yeah, Michael Peña, segue, just do that, yeah, yeah, it's fine. They've got, it looks like a brilliant film, brilliantly directed, yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that, and the trailer's amazing. I'll put a link to that. Make sure you watch it, and if you haven't watched End of Watch, kill yourself. Okay, now on to the next thing, which I'm absolutely gassed and excited about. I love video games, I play them all the time. That's why I'm unemployed. A game that came out last year, which I thought was amazing, and so did a lot of other people, was Dark Souls. It's basically an action RPG, and it's known to be very difficult, and it has a steep learning curve. And so basically, Dark Souls 2 trailer was released yesterday. It was at the Video Game Awards, the Spike Video Game Awards, and it looks amazing. It's brilliantly directed. Basically, the director from Dark Souls and the game that was prior to it was Demon Souls, Mr. Miyazaki. He's not actually coming on as director for Dark Souls 2, which is quite worrying because Miyazaki was a brilliant game director. He really knew how to give the audience what they wanted, and he poured his heart and soul into those games. So yeah, now there's a new guy, his name is Shibuya, but he has a history in the Monster Hunter series and Ultima, I think. So yeah, but I don't think they'll stray away from the formula too much because it's been such a success. So hopefully, yeah, it can live up to its predecessors' brilliant, because it's fucking amazing. Play Dark Souls, because it's so good. Play Dark Souls. Go play it. Go play Dark Souls now. Go buy it. Download it off the PSN or Xbox Marketplace. Play with your friends and your family, your mum, your dad. Play with your dog. Next is the boxing, which happened last night. I'm a massive Pacquiao fan, and if you lot don't know, last night there was a boxing match between a man called Manny Pacquiao, who's a Filipino boxer, and another boxer who's hugely respected, a Mexican, called Juan Manuel Marquez. This is the 4th time they fought, and then now in this 4th one, Manny actually got knocked out in the 6th round. But yeah, so essentially what happened, I'll give you a rundown of the fight. So I missed the 1st round, but coming into the 2nd round, I heard the commentator saying that Manny had quite a dominant 1st round. He went on to win the 2nd round as well. Then in the 3rd round, he actually got knocked down. Out of nowhere, Marquez, I think he just came with a right hook, took him out, Manny fell to the floor, which is extremely unusual. In the 4th and 5th rounds, Manny came back, and yeah, he was dominating again, winning on point, but he looked a bit sloppy. I don't know what was going on, but Manny looked a bit sloppy in the 4th and the 5th, but he was still winning, and that carried on into the 6th. Out of nowhere, in the 6th, he tried to throw his signature left straight, and walked straight on to an absolute monster of a punch. But yeah, it was nasty. He collapsed straight onto his face, arms under his body. So wait, this is what he said about that fight, that loss. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for keeping Juan Manuel Marquez and me safe during our fight on Saturday night. Have you looked at the GIF? Manny, have you looked at that knockout? That's safe? Yeah, dude, I'm like the biggest Pacquiao fan, but bro, getting knocked out like that isn't safe. It's Manny losing his touch, and so yeah, it throws things up into the air. Talking about things that are thrown up into the air about that fight, now, where does that place the whole Mayweather situation? We have to talk about him if we're talking about Manny Pacquiao. So, does now that mean that fight is completely off the cards? Quite possibly. Does it mean that if Manny comes back and hungry and wins a fight or two, will that happen again? I don't know. Will it happen anyway? Moving on from boxing, final thing I found interesting this week was the MMA last night. I'm a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter. I have a huge interest in MMA. I've done Taekwondo in the past. So yeah, I love MMA, and watching it is always fun. And yeah, one of my favourite fighters was fighting. His name is Ben Henderson. Yeah, and there was a brilliant card. Let me give you a rundown of what happened. Yves Edwards got a brilliant knockout in his fight, which was very exciting to watch. On the main card, we had a fight between a UFC veteran called BJ Penn and a new up-and-coming youngster called Rory McDonald, who's a Canadian fighter who trains with George St. Pierre at his TriStar gym. Yeah, McDonald completely dominated him. The fight that followed after that one was Brazilian fighter called Mauricio Hua versus Gustafsson. That was an interesting fight. Gustafsson, again, he pretty much dominated. And then there was the main fight, which was Ben Henderson versus Nate Diaz. If you don't know who the Diaz brothers are, they're kind of like the bad boys of MMA. They're primarily Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighters who have brilliant boxing. Ben Henderson is the lightweight UFC champion, and which he retained last night. And yeah, he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Taekwondo fighter. Very exciting to watch. Crazy kicks and good grappling, brilliant takedown defense, and yeah, he pretty much dominated Nate for the whole fight. So yeah, those are the things that I found interesting this week. If you have any thoughts, please put them in the comments. If you like the video, like it. Again, I'm probably just talking to about 4 or 5 of my friends, but hey, hopefully you guys found it fun, and it make more, and some funny videos and acts and stuff, and I don't know. We'll see. And shout out to my friend Waleed for the beats. I'm going to be using all of his music on my stuff. So go check out his SoundCloud, motherfuckers. It's actually been quite fun to do this. So who knows? Thank you for watching, and yeah, I will see you next time. Peace. Hopefully I can make some cool videos and you lot can enjoy it, and I can get some other cool people, my friends, to do it with me, and I can, yeah, have some fun with this, because that would be cool. So, hopefully check in next week. Fun. Peace. Peace.